Well, good Monday morning, everybody. Jeff Slakey here on Daybreak, and we continue our great conversations with the economic development of Mason County, and have Lynn Longan in studio today to talk about a conversation last week at the Civic Center, and Lynn's brought in a special guest here. Good morning to you, Lynn.
Good morning, Jeff.
Who do we have with us here this morning?
We have Jim Mooney of Desco Solutions.
Good morning, Jim.
Good morning.
And Jim, you were key in putting together the information that you guys talked about last week at the Civic Center. Again, a little refresher on what you guys talked about and things like that, Lynn.
Right. This is the business demographic study that I've been talking about, and it's pulling together how many businesses we have. It's studying what the impacts of growth management have been on a rural county.
And Jim Mooney can also be found online at descosolutions.com and out of Valparaiso, Indiana. So tell me a little bit about the background that you have and how you came about to work with Lynn.
Yeah, I have a long history in economic development. I've been doing consulting for communities for almost 35 years out now, primarily in the Midwest, but wherever the need may be throughout the United States or Canada. I try to make it a fact-based solution for our customers, so I specialize in pulling together the numbers that build the story that my customer is trying to tell.
What are some of those numbers that you look for?
Well, it depends on the project. So if we're doing something like we are for Mason County, we're doing a business demographic study, so we're looking at things like the number and the distribution of businesses by the different sectors, personal income, the growth rates or contraction depending on what's happening. It's very specific and tailored to the needs of the client.
Over the last couple of weeks, Lynn and I have talked, and she told me that there are some 4,000 businesses in Mason County, a large number that I couldn't even wrap my head about. Was it hard to find those and try to connect with all of those?
No and yes. So the good thing is the state has been very supportive of what we're trying to do, and so they gave us some initial lists of businesses in the county. And I'll admit, just like yourself, when I saw the first list, I said there's no way there's that many businesses there. But as we worked through it, we began to realize that a very high percentage of the businesses in Mason County are sole proprietors, and sole proprietors will be working out of their homes, and so they're kind of the hidden economy, if you will, of the county. Nationally, there's 73% of any business group or a group of businesses in a local economy are sole proprietors. It's a little bit higher in Mason County. It's 77%.
Okay. And you guys had worked together before, Lynn, when you were with the state, right? And that's kind of how you guys connected?
Right. So Jim has, he came in as a consultant and did some classes. He taught some classes in economic development for our annual economic development conferences and trainings.
Is there anything unique about Mason County that brought a little bit more of a challenge to putting together the study? And then when you got a chance last week to talk with the community, they pretty open and receptive and offer up their own ideas of things?
So the typical challenge that I have is to try to quantify the situation so that my customers can make decisions based upon facts. And the thing that I'm always challenged against is the hearsay input that you have to deal with. It's on Main Street all the time. So sometimes we'll hear things on Main Street, and the task becomes mine to go put some numbers behind it to either support it or refute it, depending on the situations.
Mm-hmm. And then last week at the Civic Center, when everybody gathered together, what were some of the overall themes from the community? Greatly receptive of what we had to share. You know, you never know when you walk into those meetings how you're going to be received, and people were looking for input from us, where more often we're often looking for input from them. And I can tell you for certain that they're taking that input and they're thinking about it and they're reacting to it, and we're starting to hear from some of them now already. You were you encouraged by the turnout of folks? How many people you think there last week? Fair amount, at least.
Yeah.
People involved.
Maybe.
That's nice.
Right. The people that we've been talking to build up to this, they came and they were there, and the city was represented, the county was represented, and the Chamber of Commerce came, and so we had the key people there that we needed.
Did it seem like folks did a little bit of their homework, looked through some of the results that Jim?
I think so. There were some really good questions about the numbers. How did you get to the numbers, and what do they really mean? Some of the, there were some surprises in the report.
Where do we go from here with this information?
So at this point, it will go to the county. It will be a public document. It will help the EDC in our presentation to the Planning Commission and our recommended changes as they're updating the comprehensive plan.
And it's still available online at choosemason.com. And
It is.
Jim Mooney from Desco Solutions at descosolutions.com. And thank you for being in town to talk with folks about this. I know it's been a long time trying to gather all this information, and it looks like it's a well-sourced, well-read document. People are looking through it, so that's very nice. Lynn as well, choosemason.com here for our weekly conversations. Thanks for coming in. Nice to meet you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, Jeff.